Here are some of football's most iconic club captains, and today I'm going to use 15 of them to build a team in career mode and try to win the UEFA Conference League. Our goalkeeper is going to be Hugo Lloris, and we all know he's been the captain for Tottenham Hotspur for a very long time. I mean, sometimes he goes a bit mad, like the time he tried to fight with Heung-min Son, but I'm going to sign him, and he's very cheap. An 87 rated goalkeeper for very cheap, don't mind if I do. The first of our two centre backs is obviously the one and only goal.
Harry Maguire!
82 rated player, very cheap as well because he's on the older end of the spectrum, but he's also very tall, which might help for our quest in winning the Conference League. And he's also going to form an absolutely incredible partnership with our second centre back, who we're going to see right now. And the other half of our centre-back partnership is the one and only Sergio Ramos, the absolute beast. He's very old, high rated, very cheap, the absolute combination for a good player in career mode. 86 rated, a bit of a drop off from his ratings in the previous years, but we'll still take him for very cheap. At left back, we're going to improvise and convert Luke Ayling to that position. He's the captain of Leeds United in real life, I think. And he's got the leadership trait, which is very, very important, especially for this challenge. He's approached by Atletico Madrid, but hopefully we can sign him. At right back, we have Seamus Coleman. He's also very old, 78 rated, which is pretty good. It's good enough. And he's very cheap, so that's going to bode well as a decent signing for the team. At CDM, we have the one and only Declan Rice. Honestly, this guy is one of my favorite players in the Premier League. Although I'm a Man City fan, I absolutely love this guy. He's probably going to be one of our most expensive players in this video, but I'm willing to pay any amount for an absolutely fantastic CDM. Our formation is going to be a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, so the first of our two centre mids is Frank Yannick Kessie. He's an absolute beast in real life, and I think he's signing for Barcelona. So around 50 million is going to be a very, very good deal, especially for an 84 rated player who can grow in the future. And the other centre mid we're going to be signing is probably one of the most underrated players in real life right now. I don't know, I feel like he's very underrated, although I don't watch him that much, but he just seems like a player who's going to be underrated. Tell me in the comments if you watch Goke how he fares in real life. I've not heard that much of him, but back in FIFA 17 I remember he was an absolute beast. Once again, around 40-50 million for a midfielder, but I really want to have a solid midfield because that is going to be the base of our team. And since we're playing in a 4-1-2-1 scenario, obviously we're going to have to sign a cam, and that player is this man right here, Thomas Muller. Now I was debating whether I should sign him or Marco Reus, and I ended up going for Thomas Muller because this guy is a beast and he's a leader. This guy for me is the most underrated player in the world. Him alongside Marco Reus, they're two very underrated players, and that is why he's gonna come into the team. The first of our two signings is this guy, Iñaki Williams. And fun fact, in the last 6 years, he's played every single game for Athletic Bilbao. Now tell me that isn't the most crazy stat you have ever heard in your life. 6 years, he's played every single game. No suspensions, no injuries, he's never been on the bench. He's started every single game for this team in the La Liga. He's moved to Manchester City in this career mode, but we're going to be snatching him from them because we need him because he's an absolute leader. And our final player in the starting 11 is the absolute rat, Wissam Ben Yedder, 83 rated. Decent value from Monaco, so we're going to sign him to complete our starting 11. Now, let's see our 5 bench players. Every bench needs a goalkeeper, and that is why I'm going for this guy, Stefan Ortega. And I've heard news that he's going to be coming to Manchester City in real life. I'm a Manchester City fan, so I'm excited to see what he can do in this team, and hopefully he's going to do better than the absolute shambles that Zach Steffen did this season. He's very cheap, 79 rated, 28 years of age, which is sort of like the prime for goalkeepers. Most goalkeepers can go until the age of 40, so it's going to be a decent signing. We absolutely cannot have a team of leaders without this guy, James Milner, the most boring guy in this world. We need this guy in this team. He's an absolute leader on the pitch and off the pitch, and he's very cheap. Our third bench player is gonna be this guy, Pepe. We all know him for the absolute shithousey man's been pulling off on the pitch when he was back at Real Madrid. Absolutely devastating sliding tackles. Doesn't care who you are, he's going through you, mate. Plus, he's an incredible leader, 38 years of age, and you're still going, playing at a very high level. I mean, the Portuguese First Division is probably top 7 leagues in the world, and he's still starting almost every game for FC Porto. Props to this guy because he's an absolute legend. For our fourth bench player, I've gone with a bit of a boring one, Tom Cleverley. And our final bench player is this guy, Fabio Quagliarella. I have a lot of respect for this guy because he's been going for ages, scoring mad goals. And he amazes me because he's 38 and he's still pulling off absolute bits in the Serie A. Alright, we've made all our signings. This is how the team is looking now. Time for our quest to win the Conference League. Our first game here is against Stade Rennais. Hopefully we can beat them. This is probably the hardest team in our group, and we did beat them 3-1. Alright, here we go. Second game in the group against Saint-Gallen. And we beat them not too comfortably, but it's a decent win, 2-1. Alright, now we have a test. We all know this team for being the team that Chelsea learned players to. Mason Mount played for them, Charlie Musonda's played for them. So hopefully we can beat them 2-1. It's not too convincing. Oh my gosh, Ben Yedder got a red card. Vitesse again, and we beat them 1-0, and that probably should be us going into the next round. Although we have already qualified for the next round of this competition, I would like to stay unbeaten, so let's try to keep that up by beating Stade Rennais again. 3-1, nice. Final game of the group stages, Saint-Gallen, 2-1 win, which means we got 18 points from 18 in the group stages. Alright, I've switched to the calendar for simulating because I feel like it's more intense. So let's get this. Round of 16, we're facing Frankfurt. First leg, can we beat them? 2-0 win, which is very nice. Now we need to maintain in the second leg, and we're through to the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals, we have PSV, 1-1 draw. Can we beat the second leg? Yes, we can. And in the semis, we have Union Berlin. First leg, we beat them 3-1, which means we should be going to the final. And yes, we do. We have Roma in the final. Alright, before we get this final, let's see how we did in the other competitions. Premier League, we finished 7th, which was actually the Conference League position in real life, I think. We also won the FA Cup, which is very nice. We beat Newcastle 3-1 in the final, but unfortunately we couldn't win the Carabao Cup. Hey, let's get this final then. First screen against Roma. Can we beat them? Please beat them, please. Yes, we do on penalties. We have won the Conference League, which means we complete the challenge. And our top scorer for this season in all competitions was Wissam Ben Yedder with 33 goals. YouTube thinks you enjoyed this video right here, so click there to watch it.